I had planned to take a nice ride up to New Jersey for a Yamaha demo today, but that did not happen due to various financial issues that I had this week, which are yet resolved, let's put it that way. So I decided that I would just come out here and work on my bike today. But I had to get my camera working first, right? Of course. And to do that, I had to spend an hour farting around in my house. It turned into 2 hours, 3 hours. On top of the fact that I got up late this morning and was watching the weather, and by the time I got everything straight, it was all of 4:30. So I decided that I'd pretty much just come out for a sighting round. I think it's a 6 now, yeah. So let's come out for a sighting round in a sense. I'm ostensibly taking the front brakes apart today just to see where the wear is, since this is the first time that they've been checked since I've had the bike. One of the brakes is chirping a fair amount and seems to be out of round, or the disc seems to be off, not flat. So it's worth checking out. Problem is, to do that, you have to pull the calipers according to the manual, the service manual, which I was luckily able to download online. And to do that, you have to have the right tools. So you can't do anything without the right tools, or at least serviceable tools to get the job done. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a day and sight the job versus actually start working on it. You don't want to take anything apart until you got everything, pretty much organized. And in this case, what that means is we come out, we do a dry run through the repair, and we figure out what tools we'll need. Just like our gloves, we have to figure out where the fuck I put my gloves. They're in my pocket, but I don't know which pocket or where. I'm so busy yapping, I forgot them, of course. See, I didn't drop them down there somewhere. Where the hell did I put them? Oh, I know. The place where I got my camera just now. So, in any case, what we want to do is walk through the repair. But I thought what I'd do before I did that was shoot a quick video on the whole 600 versus liter bike thing, and what bike is too much, and how much, what bike should you get, and all this kind of stuff. And I think I have a few words. I've had a few bikes. I've had a few words. And let me just kind of say where I stand on it. I say, in my opinion, that you never want to buy a bike that you're comfortable with in the first couple months of ownership. I really, the first 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 miles of ownership. Because all you do is rag the hell out of it. And at a certain point, what you're going to do is do really risky, stupid stuff on it, because you don't respect the power, and then you're going to wreck it. I won't say, trying to keep up with liter bikes. I don't think that's the issue. Or keep up with fast bikes. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is you just get careless. And there's a certain something to be said for having a bike that you are always afraid of to a certain degree. Is a tiger that can bite you if you're not careful with it. It keeps you on your toes. And for that, you need more than enough power. You need a lot of power. And there are ways to deal with that successfully. And what you have to do is remember that even if the bike makes, let's just use the ZX-12R for example, 150 horsepower at, say, 9,000 RPMs or 10,000 RPMs, that doesn't mean anything unless you are at 9,000 RPMs, okay, or close to it. The people are always talking about how much power a bike makes. People always talk about how it's too much power for the street, blah, 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 blah. Forget all that, okay? It's not. It just isn't. The big thing is, are you too bad or too dumb of a rider to handle it? It's never too much power. It's always, is it too much for you? That's the issue. Don't worry about whether it's too much for the street. Worry about whether you can handle it. See, now I'm pulling a brisk 4,500 RPMs right now in second gear, not having the benefit of a gear shift indicator, but now I know it's first gear. And I know this bike makes 50, 60 horsepower at 4,500 RPM. I know it makes a very good amount of horsepower at low RPMs. I know what'll happen if I go to 7 and over the throttle. I know what'll happen if I go to 9 over the throttle. The first I know from experience, and the second I know from just looking at the torque curve, the power curve. Never actually done it. I'm not about to do it now, especially not here, right now, behind this van. I would do it maybe on a lonely road, straight, where I had plenty of time and space, I could see well down the road. Then I'd probably take it to 9,000, and I probably would do it with half throttle. It'll be a long time before I take this bike to full throttle, but I know one thing, even at full throttle, it's not going to make full power. It's not going to make full power because it doesn't make full power until it gets to the full power RPM. Plus, I also know from experience that even if I have the throttle wide open, it doesn't mean the bike is going to make full power. Even at that RPM, it'll have to slowly build up, because full throttle at any RPM is more air than the bike can handle at that RPM. The optimal power throttle response, or power response for a given throttle position, is going to be at less than full throttle. You're going to see some kind of weird twisted torque. I wonder where that goes actually. That's interesting. I'm going to have to go over there and find out. You're going to see some kind of weird twisted torque curve. Look at that gravel. Alright, so what they did was they straightened this road out here to go up to 200, and it looks like they put a dead end there. It's interesting. I used to come over here to look at junk parts for cars. This is always one of my favorite blind turns on this road too. So it's going to be too late to really do any kind of work on it. It's too dark, too soon. What I might be able to do is put all these new turn signals I got, which is something I'm looking forward to. So anyway, the point is that as long as you're prepared and you're wise about opening the throttle, and you don't wait too late to slow down, you know, you can handle it. But don't go, you know, there's things you can't do on a bike that has serious power. Just whack the throttle open, because you'll either spin the back wheel or you'll throw yourself off the back of the bike or something like that. Now say you are good enough at managing this power so you don't do either of those. Let's go this way. Now we're apparently just taking a ride. Fine, you know, that's fine. Now all you have to do is worry about running into something or running off the road. And like I said, it doesn't matter how much power the bike has or how little the power the bike has. Shit, man. Shit. Just as casual as he could be, talking on the phone, blah, 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 makes a left turn in front of me. And Jesus Christ almighty, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? There's not a whole lot you can do. Certainly not a whole lot that you can do that's healthy. I'll run over to this park, which I haven't been over to in a while. And where does this go? No, I forgot. Oh, I know. Now I remember. That's all right. Anyway, so there's, it's not a matter of whether the bike has too much power for the street. It's a matter of whether it has too much power for you. And now that is a different story. And what I've learned through, I would say, a couple of years, 3 years of online discussions about motorcycles, is that lots of people tell you a bike has too much power for you. A lot of people tell you it has more power than you need. Guess what? They're not you. And they don't know you. And even if they do know you a little bit, that doesn't mean they know what really is too much power for you. And the one thing I found out is, surprisingly, I don't have a problem riding bikes that have 180, 200 horsepower. I mean, okay, maybe I've never ridden a bike that has 200 horsepower, but I've ridden bikes with 180 horsepower plenty of times. You can walk into a Suzuki demo or Yamaha demo and give them your license and give them your, that's it, I think. Pretty much it. That's all it takes is your license. And they'll put you on a bike that has 180 horsepower. So don't sit there and say that it can't be done, you can't ride it. Don't listen to people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, or worse, are so busy trying to tell you what to do, they forget to use common sense themselves. Now, the argument for telling people not to buy bikes that have a lot of power, I still don't know what the hell exactly what it is. I should know it. Oh yeah, this is exactly where I wanted to come out, to be honest. Okay. Ah, fuck, I wanted to go over there. The argument for telling... I really wanted to make a left there. Now we get to do some off-ramp stuff. The argument for telling people what they can and cannot handle, all that kind of shit, is based upon one simple thing. It's safer that way. It's exceptionally safe for people to tell you what you can and can't handle and minimize what you get yourself into. Except, here's one problem. You never really ask them. They're not on the hook for it in any way, and it's really none of their business. But they're going to tell you that because that's the safe thing to tell you. Get a 250, learn how to do this, learn how to ride it safely, blah, blah, blah. Get a 500, move up to this, move up to that. There's just more to it than that, and I think there's a problem in that people really don't start off fast enough with a fast enough bike. They don't move up fast enough. They don't respect the concept of riding a motorcycle. I guess I could have made it. I didn't think there was a turn there. I thought sure there was not one, but there was. And of course I was wrong. So, They don't respect the concept of riding a motorcycle fast enough as the issue. It's not the power, it's how risky you are when you ride it that really matters. Like I came out of that corner and I just kind of casually came out, took it up to about 5,500, 6,000 RPM. Right now I'm doing a casual 75 miles an hour. And you can see how much space there is ahead of me. See I'm over in the right lane. You can see I'm well off to myself, not racing anybody. Does it matter if I'm doing 75 or 85 right now? No, as long as I'm staying away from this traffic. As long as my bike doesn't fall apart, which is the other issue that I'm worried about on this bike. But to some degree I have to stress it just to see if it's safe at these speeds because of the background of this bike. Get off at 216, get that west into Skaggsville. I'm waiting for this, whoever the fuck this guy is to get up here. There goes a guy on this Harley with shirt sleeves, a t-shirt. He's doing 75 miles an hour. And that's the thing, a lot of these guys you'll see riding around, you know, Harleys, cruisers, whatever, all riding in shirt sleeves on the highway because they think they're totally safe. And, you know, 99 times out of 100 they are, I say. And I'm not even going to worry about that 100 time. I think that's nonsense to worry about that to the point where you start yapping about, well, if it's going to be that one time where you want to have leathers, well, you know, and I say, no, it's not the one time I want to have leathers. It's one time where I think you should be riding a little bit more conservatively. So, I know I'm probably demonstrating the worst cornering technique ever right now, but that's okay. I'm cornering at maybe, you know, 40 miles an hour around this turn. That's okay for me, as long as I'm not worried about wrecking. I'm fine with that. I'll just go back the other way. Or even better, we'll go down here after all. I don't know if you can get there this way. I'm sorry. So, don't listen to anybody tell you it's got too much power for the street or for you. What you have to remember is that you are the master, not the motorcycle. And you have to master the motorcycle. You have to learn how to ride that bike. It doesn't matter if you have 25 horsepower, 50 horsepower, 500 horsepower. You're the one who has to learn how to ride it, not somebody else. And the bike isn't going to teach you how to ride it. You have to learn how to ride it. It's that simple. Now, what I think the real problem is that people quickly pass the threshold from where they're comfortable or you could just take that like way out west into 29 in the middle of nowhere. And my point is, you see how easy it is to ride a straight line, and ride a straight line, motorcycles are exceptionally fast, and they're easy as hell to ride fast in a straight line. Much harder to ride fast than twisties, if you want to say that, twisties. So, since you do most of your riding in a straight line, and since in a straight line you can go very, very fast without running into trouble, the dangerous parts are the straight lines, not the twisties. Twisties are inherently limiting. You're not going to go very fast. on curvy roads where you can't really go fast. And going straight there is an interesting ride too, but for now we're going to take this because I've already come out farther than I wanted to. So you see the speed limit's 25 there. I'm doing 35 right now. I could come down here probably 60 if I wanted to. You know, even if I have to make this turn, I'm sure that there are guys out there riding around right now who come down here and make this turn at 55 miles an hour. Again, it's not about the speed so much as it is about the control. Even the fastest guys will admit that. You can't go really fast without control. And the easiest thing to control is your speed. If you have trouble controlling your speed, you're probably going to have trouble controlling your bike. So, and what I would call a certain Eastern philosophy, the first step to mastery of a motorcycle is the ability to control your speed while you ride. Okay? To say, okay, I'm only going to go at the speed limit or 10 miles an hour above the speed limit at the most. Maybe a little faster if the road's really wide open. You know, I might go 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. But to respect the speed limit is the first step. Okay? And the sheer fact is, it doesn't take a lot of experience to do that. It doesn't take a lot of skill to ride at or near the speed limit. What it does take is a lot of self-control, especially as you gain skill. Oxymoronic situation, the better of a motorcyclist you get, the more you want to ride the speed limit. Because the less you feel like you have to go fast to show off your ability to ride. Now, could you come down here at 45 miles an hour? I'm doing 35 right now. Sure, you could. Okay? Could you come down here at 55 miles an hour? Probably. I'll settle for a nice 30 miles an hour. Okay, so once we get that down, then you can start to talk about, okay, maybe we'll ride, you know, lean angles. How much of a lean angle should I take? How much of a lean angle should I carry? How late should I brake into a corner? I don't think that that's really a big issue either, because you can't control your lean angle if you can't control your speed. You have no idea exactly what your lean angle is. All you know is how fast you're going. So if the limit of your motorcycle's capability is, say, a 50-degree lean angle, how are you going to know whether you're doing 45 or 50 or 47, you know, while you're riding? You're never going to know that while you're riding. The only way you can know that is after you ride, by looking at your tires. So again, what you want to do is you really want to get a good feel for your cornering, and then look at the feedback your tires are giving you. Are you going anywhere near the edge of the tires? Are you, look at that, and that'll give you some good feedback about how fast you could be going. But you want to work that out incrementally, not at some gigantically high, fast performance. See, that corner is marked at 20, I came around there at 25. I can handle that. No problem. Probably come around here a little faster. Not worried about it. So this is the other part. I think the easier factors about deciding what kind of bike to buy. What do you really want? Do you want to cruise around all day and only spend $50 on gas? Is that what you want? Or do you want to go out and have a little fun? Again, 5,000, 5,500 RPMs, max 6,000. Not stressing it at all. You know, just a quarter turn, eighth of a turn of throttle at the most. And away she goes. Again, I don't feel safe really riding this bike fast because it just doesn't handle right. If this is a brand new Gixxer, it'd be a different story. I'd be contented doing 100 miles an hour up the street. This bike doesn't want to go straight, therefore I'm not going to go out here and do 85 on 29, you know, and it just doesn't make sense. What I can do is I can come out here and do 40, you know, I can take it easy. Still have a good ride. Now, could I do that on a 250 or a 300? I could, but not only take it to 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs in third gear. And that's my thing. I just have more fun riding a bike that has power than revving the shit out of a bike that has no power. And I think that you can talk about how much fun it is to ride a bike that's light and slow. I think that's all just talk. When the shit hits the gravel, the ground, either one of these is a fun ride. I haven't been up here in a while. The shit hits the road, man. What a bike that can at least get the hell up and move. So, and I have to come down here really quick. They say, oh, an 800 can do it, a 750 can do it. I'm pulling 20, I just crossed 3,000 RPMs in like fourth gear here, okay? The bike has more than adequate power for me to just cruise around on. Mosquito. 3,000 RPMs right now, okay? I was in third. You can't do that on a 750. A 750 is just gonna go, blah. You need to be like 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs on a 750 to do that. I'm 3,500 RPMs right now. I'm just casually loafing this bike. So in my opinion, the only real problem that you pay with a bigger bike, especially a 1200 like this one, is the fuel economy. And yeah, absolutely, 30 miles per gallon is going to put a dent in your range on, say, $50 worth of gas. I was going to go to New Jersey for this for a Yamaha demo, and it's just north of actually the place where I go up to rent, where I used to go up to rent Gixxers. And That's a 175 mile ride, 216. Oh, that's interesting. Does that look familiar? We just came right back to the road that I just turned off of, where that circle was. You know, real danger of going back here is you can just go like forever. I mean, you know, just you can go from here to freaking Harrisburg on these back roads. So, I always say if you're going to come out here riding a bicycle, you know, don't pedal slowly. Don't put on the spandex shorts and the biker shirt and then just, you know, pedal like a 16-year-old riding around in the neighborhood. A big dog up there. So I think you should ignore the points where it's not clear which one you should get, and focus on the ones where it is very clear which one you should get. Okay? I don't think a 100% increase in the cost of gas or cost per mile of gas is really the issue. I'm not going to not take a ride because it cost me $50 versus $25. What I'll do is I'll be more selective about my rides. I'll try to combine them with other things. I'm not going to just hop on a bike and go, whee, let's go. It only costs $25 gas. Let's drive to Cleveland. You know, that's what I'm not. I'm not going to do that. And I don't have to worry about enjoying it as much because I'm a freaking leader bike, man. And I'm 1200 even. I don't have to worry about enjoying it. I've got plenty of power, plenty of performance, good handling under money. I don't have to worry about it. What I would suggest very strongly is that people stop worrying about what other people want them to get or think they should get, and get what you think you will want when you get to the point that you want to be as a rider. Maybe you say, oh, I'm not there, I won't be there for a while. Then fine, don't ride like you're there. Don't ride like you're an expert rider. Ride like you're an amateur. Ride like you're a beginner. There's nothing wrong with riding on R1 like you're a beginner, okay? There's nothing wrong with riding a Gixxer like you've only been riding for a year. The mistake is in riding a Gixxer like you've been riding for 10 years, or trying to ride like you've been riding for 10 years, when you've just got it. That's where the mistake is. You don't see me coming out here trying to ride like Jorge Lorenzo. I know I don't have that kind of skill. I know it. It's not a question of can I do it. It's can I not try to do it or anything else. Can I ride like I have some sense?